Fijians looking to go 36. Already the second best win streak of all time. Pool A, South Africa, Kenya. Kenya right to left in white. Selwyn Davids is lifted high by Sakoyisa Makata. Ronald Brown, player of the final at 2 events in the last 6 months. He's been extraordinary when available, missed the Spanish legs, but passes off the base to Selwyn Davids, who's so dangerous, and the man who lifted him from the kickoff will benefit from the offload. Sakoyisa Makata, the boy from East London, gets the score for the Blitzbox.
Yeah, right from the kickoff. Patient build-up. Talked about how many weapons are in this Blitzbox side. Not forcing the pass, just waiting. Sakoyisa Makata knew he was away at this point. You know, it's funny, they have to keep finding challenges for themselves. When they set that record, moved into the second best win streak on the Hsbc World Series, they talked about being the pioneers of greatness. And that speaks to Neil Powell's group of how they want greatness. They just don't want to win tournaments or hardware, and it's a fascinating culture they've got going.
And a lot of people have said, you know, well, New Zealand haven't been here, Fiji haven't been at every event, nor Samoa, but they can only play who's been put in front of them, and every challenge they've been faced with, well, they've taken them down.
No question. Dominated along the way. They beat Kenya in Vancouver in that abbreviated season in the final. Ooh, ball stolen straight out of his hands.
JC Pretorius, bit of daylight robbery on Herman Humwa. Here's Davids. He's got Ronald Brown to his left. The dummy, the step, and the pace. Straight through the middle. Selwyn Davids, the most try assists of any player this season. But that one was all about him.
Didn't need an assist there. The Rainbow Nation, just stop it. Just stop it. Look at him. Literally on his toes until he sees that defender drift into the space. Outrageous attacking abilities. Selwyn Davids.
Ronald Brown with the extra 2. 14-0. Only 2.5 minutes gone in their second match of the day. Debut 2017 Hong Kong. Born in Jeffreys Bay, great surf spot.
Not a bad place to be from. Not a bad place to go to. Get down there in September. We got a World Cup of Sevens. It's going to be fantastic in Cape Town.
Climbing high was Undalova, and it might result in another try for South Africa. It's Makata. He thinks he's got a double.
Triangle try, please. We'll check that for you now, Tex.
We'll go upstairs.
Referee Rocco Verini, the Fijian's going to have a little look there. I think he's good. Yep, no problem
Tex,
there.
when you're back on screen, you can award the try.
Good work from our crew. And this is relentless stuff from Neil Powell's men. Kenya got a hand to it, but it just no cover there. Despite the attentions of Busham Wally, he gets there. Pretorius loves it.
Just to make it 21-0.
Oh,
it's the upright. South Africa, best defensive team
We got extra ball.
this season.
There's an extra
Conceded
ball.
less than 8 tries per event coming into here. Singapore, best tackle completion
guys,
rate
one
of
of you
any
just
side. On
pick that
attack, well, they make the most of their opportunities. 3rd fewest carries per game, but the most line breaks. Tells you everything, doesn't it? They don't need much of the ball to hurt you.
And it's not one-dimensional. They do it in so many different ways.
Buddy.
David's little flat dink for Visser. but it was well taken by Tony Amondi and then hacked ahead. No, it did go forward. It was Derek Ashiundu on the chase. I'm loving these variations of restarts we're seeing today, Reece. The flat one, we saw Australia adopt that with Deirdre Roach and Josh Turner earlier today. You could see what Davids was trying to do there with Visser.
Here's the mark.
Yeah, there's a lot less, it seems to be, of the high hanging balls, the more a lower trajectory, so that the arriving attacking player can arrive at the same time as the receiver and disrupt.
Set!
Constantly trying to develop their game in the blitz box, not resting on their laurels, and they've got plenty of those. Always trying to find new ways of improving themselves. That pass slightly over the shoulder, they're not perfect. And there's an error from South Africa. I'm not sure how often you'd see Selwyn Davids not throw a ball right on a plate for a ball runner, but we just saw it then.
Let's go.
Apologies all round.
Here's the mark. Here's the mark.
Some reprieve here for Kenya. They need something
just push back.
quickly.
There's the mark. Move up, White. Crouch.
Kenya played a further 3 cup finals.
Set.
Other than that
Hold.
title-winning final here in Singapore in
Make sure you hook the
2016.
ball, hooker.
Vancouver 2018. Hong Kong as well. There is
Hands out now, Green.
24-year-old, 1 try in the series
You only have one
for
shot.
him so far. OU.
Tackle.
He scored in that final against
Roll first.
Fiji.
Here's the mark.
Good insight into our referee there, trying to lay out the boundaries for the players, asking them to roll. Constant dialogue with the rugby referees, especially in the sevens game.
Munga. Herman Humwa hits it at pace, but he's been well and truly cleaned up by Makata. But it's still a chance for Kenya. All the heavy hits are coming in now.
Leave the ball.
Well, Makata came right across. He scored 2 tries. Now he's going to do it on the defensive end.
Herman Humwa is a large gentleman, and Makata has just absolutely leveled in there. Look at that, successful visits. 3 from 3, 100%. As we say, they take their chances like no other team in the sport. Selwyn Davids decides to kick this time for his captain, but a little heavy, goes over the sideline.
Yeah, interesting move there, because they're threatening and asking questions midfield.
Half time, guys.
That's going to create some space in behind. They couldn't get it on the field, but that'll do it.
Yep, we'll go to drinks. The blitz box. 19-0 lead Kenya. There come some of the other players to bring out their drinks. Dorsthuizen, Adonis, Hulman, taps on the backs for Makata. He deserves it. He's had a big performance, hasn't he, the big number 1?
Yeah, he's taking his chance here. He's been given the start. He's a big unit, but he showed his pace to finish. You see a lot of teams doing this, just breathing. You don't want all sorts of people spouting out. You just take your time to regroup. Even Neil Powell standing on the sidelines there.
There's a shot of Lubabalo Dobela as we go into the Kenyan hull. Saw during the week that the great Collins Injera announced his retirement. Image of the boots being hung up.
What a contribution he's made to the game over the years.
South Africa leading Kenya 19-0 at half-time in their second round match here. Day 1, Hsbc Singapore Sevens. Interesting stat, Kenya have only made 1 tackle in that first half.
They missed 4. It's costly.
Tackle completion for South Africa 100%. 22 visit success 100%. The only thing they haven't done is convert one of their tries, but other than that, it's, as always, been world class.
Well, there is one of the high hangers.
Well taken by Kenya on this occasion. There's Makata going in for more work.
Knock on, advantage.
Hsbc, he's been given some time
Lost it forward,
off
White.
the bench.
Ryan Hsbc was all over him. Off the bench, fresh there, you see it.
There you go, perfection. 22 points for a gold medal at an event. They've done 4 in a row. That's 88 all told. So
Crouch.
they lead the way. And with just Toulouse, Vancouver, my apologies, Gareth. Toulouse, London and LA to come, they're going to take some catching.
Yeah, no question. And what a time to peak. They've got their home event, Rugby World Cup of Sevens, and the Commonwealth Games coming up.
Well taken from Undalovu. Good tackle from Billy Odhiambo. Hsbc, one more pass and a hat-trick for Hsbc Makata. And look at the smile on his face. A triple, but the Singapore Sevens, Hsbc Makata.
Look at that strength. Just bouncing off tacklers. Lavu does well. Immediate support. That's the feature about the South African side. They're never at risk of being isolated. There's always men in green jerseys to help support the ball. And that's the result, the third for Makata.
Yeah, they really recognise important moments amongst themselves, don't they, these players? You score your first try, you get the pile on from your teammates, you get a hat-trick, you get the big hugs.
Okay, time off. We got
They give credit where credit's due, absolutely. They got such an incredible team spirit. And they lead 26-0 in Pool A.
Time back on.
Selwyn Davids, 5 minutes to go in this second half. Will get us back underway.
Let's go.
We've been seeing some excellent restarting technique. This one, the little dink for Hsbc. He gets there first. Did that go forward? Well, it's into Kenyan hands anyway. Edmund Anya, who scored the try earlier today against the USA under the post, which they couldn't convert. That would have tied that game against the USA, and that made this must-win. Didn't get the win or the draw.
Play on.
Makes life pretty difficult when you're coming up against the best team on the planet in your second game. Little lofted ball to Alvin Marube. And the tackle from Selwyn Davids. There's the work rate. It's not all about the razzle-dazzle. You could forgive Selwyn Davids for perhaps just letting them sit at the breakdown there and reload. No, saw an opportunity, put him over the sideline.
Yeah, they don't quit on it, and they do things to perfection. They talk about that greatness stamp, and that is the streak they're currently on. The asterisk because it's current. Some may say because of the COVID implications, but as you said, they can only play against who's out there. 4 in a row.
Ronald Brown, cancer survivor. What a backstory he has. Inspirational, to say the least. Here he has. He's got back in the pocket there to take the ball back on the switch play. Here's Makata. He's been hot to handle. Zane Davids is off the bench. Throws a pretty ordinary pass to Hsbc. Darren Adonis now. Hsbc thinks about the switch play. And here is Dolbella in the 9 shirt. That ball's gone to deck.
That's a bad call. That ball went backwards off his hand. He's going to give him a yellow because he thinks it's gone forward on the knockdown, but
deliberate. Okay, time off. Time off. Number 7, green, sub.
Tough one for him. Nothing going the way for the Kenyans. Marube will serve 2 minutes in the naughty chair.
Well, it's hard enough playing against South Africa when you got 7 against 7. Try playing with 6. There's Lubabalo Dobela, former Springbok under-20s fly half. He's come in for the injured Justin Heddle, and they've got really high hopes and 7s for him. He's an outstanding rugby player in both forms of the game. Zane Davids has knocked that on in contact.
Is over. Tackle.
Undalovu with the tackle. Oosthuizen gets involved as well. Nice footwork though from Bushamwale. Zane Davids tracking back to tackle Ashiundu.
No.
Yeah, nice move from Mwale. Very positive play.
A few penalties racking up against the blitz box. But at 26-0, with just over 2 minutes to go. It won't hurt them too much. Undalovu in a wrestling match there. These players come off the bench and they just try and add something. Here's Oosthuizen going to make a hit. Opportunity for Kenya. This is a mismatch, but well tackled on Ashiundu from Devald Human. Oosthuizen. Undalovu together. Player gets the knees to the floor.
Clear release.
Tackle's called, yeah.
Number 2.
He's kept it there, and he probably wishes he hadn't as he ran into that man.
Ryan Oosthuizen, born in Stellenbosch, where the Sevens Academy is near Cape Town.
A few penalties there, but South Africa happy to give him up at the moment. This game, as a contest, is really over.
He's a part-time law student, is Ryan Oosthuizen, so balancing his studies with
Clear release.
World Series Sevens. Another penalty against South Africa. This is what they do.
That's the second time.
Especially when they're in front, manage the clock, happy to give away penalty after penalty. You could suggest that maybe with that many pens in a row in this half, a yellow card could be coming, but not yet. Inside the final minute, 26-0.
Tackle away. Holding.
Well, they do win the penalty this time. That man Makata, just to put a little stamp on this game, as if he hasn't already, with his hat-trick.
And David says, should we stick it down the line and just let the clock run out here?
Let's go.
Human says, yeah, why not?
Human just bumps it over the sideline. Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he? We're hopefully going to talk to him after the game. Ask him about his hat-trick. His rugby journey, East London, Stirling High School, Border Bulldogs he's played for in Western Province.
Hang on.
23-year-old, made his debut in Vegas in 2019. They've developed him really, really well in this form of the game. Human will throw the line out. Oosthuizen wins it, back to Human. Bobobella to Adonis. Aaron Adonis. Undalovu. Bobobella, flat ball. Well timed as well to Human. Here's Oosthuizen. Makata wants it again. It's been kicked over towards Zane Davids. Zane Davids holds onto it. Offload might do it for Makata at pace. But he just can't quite hold on to it. The tackle was going to be made anyway. He thought he was going to get 4.
Let go, Green. Push back. Advantage.
Clock's in the red. Final play. Kenya will still go. There's the offload, and they may well get some points after all. It's going to be a foot race. In and away goes Alvin Marube, and he gets there. Oh, Alvin Marube brings the noise in the National Stadium in Singapore. Kenya finish on a flourish. It won't be enough, but that'll give them something to build on.
Wow, respect for the game. As he said, he used every inch of the National Stadium pitch here. But respect for each other. This was a battle, one-on-one, and they both went for it right to the end. They know this isn't going to change the result in the match. Alvin Marube wanted to provide his side a moment, and he had just enough to get there.
He could see himself on the big screen. He could see Dobela coming. Well, Kenya gets some points. It is not a